Hi Scorpio, it's Rebecca from Being Human Tarot here with your April 2019 reading. I'm reading with Smith-Rider-Waite this month because it's classic and I've been digging the colors and I'm feeling it. So I'm just going to get right into the reading because I've discovered that I talk a little bit too much at the beginning of these videos. So as a reminder, I do a 3-card spread, and in your first card of what to focus on this month, you drew the High Priestess. Lovely little watery lunar High Priestess. So this month is all about your intuition. It's about your gut feelings, your spidey sense. You're going to be very intuitive and tapped into what's best for you, as well as kind of maybe some things that are more external. Maybe you're very tapped into others' emotions as well, and you're just going to have more connections with people where you can just easily empathize. Because I mean, most of us can, can empathize decently well, some of us, but it does take work, as most meaningful communication with other people does. It takes work and understanding, and then making sure that you convey that understanding in a way that is helpful to the other person and all these things. And so with you as the High Priestess this month, it's going to be prime opportunity to do things like that. So, I mean, if you've been feeling like you need to have any difficult conversations that are going to require you to go a bit out of your own existence, sounds kind of ridiculous, but if you're feeling like you need to be it's also the High Priestess is like, frankly, she's kind of witchy, right? Like her and the Queen of Wands, very witchy. So it's just a good time to, and also like be out in nature, right? Hang out with the Empress a little bit. Do some moon work. I can't suggest anything for that because that's beyond my expertise. Or not that this is my expertise, but you know what I mean? Like, that's beyond anything I know about. But it can be fun, and like you can like look up so many things online about like the new moon and the full moon rituals, and things that you want to work on, and just be much more connected to yourself and to other people, maybe even to animals. Like, who knows? There's a lot of different ways to be intuitive and tapped into things like that. So one thing I will say is sometimes more of a hardship that comes with that kind of intuition and sensitivity is that it can be overwhelming if you're dealing with someone who has like a ton of emotions and is piling on a lot. Because if you're like in true empath mode, that's going to be a lot of emotional work for you to do. And you're a water sign, like you get it. You get the High Priestess anyway. I feel like half the time, Scorpio, you've got like one limb extended into the High Priestess in some form. So just be a little bit careful with that. It's not to say that it's not good for you to be there for someone if they're going through a really like high intensity emotional time. It's just that you want to watch out for yourself too, and make sure that you're not overextending in a way that you're just like depleting yourself constantly. In your position of what to set aside, you drew the Knight of Cups. This is a tough one to read and set aside, because the Knight of Cups is sort of, maybe that was a Freudian slip, but the Knight of Cups is a bit of the in-between knight in terms of like He's not going super slow, but he's not like galloping off into the distance either. He's got like the one hoof raised in sort of a furtive step. And so this could mean one of two things, and they're the opposite. So it's not going to be the most useful message, and for that I apologize, but I'm just going to say it anyway. So it could mean that emotionally you need to take things slower than this, which would be really slow. It would be like almost a full stop because the horse isn't really even moving that much. Or it would mean you need to take things faster than this because this is in your set aside, and so, but it's sort of in the middle. And so if you're setting aside the middle, then you need to go to one of the other extremes. My guess is, with the High Priestess as your focus for the month, that you want to go slower. She has a slower, she's not fast paced. I mean, she's sitting on her throne. She's chill. She's a bit expressionless. That image is not of someone who's in a rush to do anything. And also, I'm not sure if I know what it means, come to think of it, to emotionally speed up. I know what it means to emotionally slow down, to take time for yourself. So it seems like that's honestly, it makes a lot more sense this month. So if you're feeling the call to lay a little bit lower, just be less active with your thoughts in terms of, I mean, that could be socially, but it could also be in particular if your work or if your sort of status quo is to have a lot going on up here. Like if you're in some kind of analytical job, this might be not the sharpest time for you, frankly. And that's okay. It's fine. It's just if you're someone who that's your natural state of existing, it could feel very frustrating. But you just got to make sure that you're giving yourself the patience you need. Yes. So in your final position of additional consideration, you drew the Two of Wands reversed. And so this might just not be the month for a ton of planning. And I mean, I feel like that kind of makes sense because the High Priestess isn't necessarily like a huge planner. I don't think she's like whipping out her calendar book, her date book. Calendar book is ridiculous. And you know, filling it up with to-dos. She's very present, and the more I'm thinking about her, she is very slow. She's incredibly still. So Two of Wands, Two of Wands upright, we tend to like to be like looking out, envisioning our next big step, possibly considering some travel plans. You know, he's got the globe. It's like, what's next? And it's really not a time for like future planning. It's a time for being present. It's a time for, honestly, meditation. I don't think that I said that. I was talking about meditation a little bit in another reading, but in a different context. But that might be something that would be really useful for you this month in your High Priestess phase, because meditation is all about being in the present and being still. So don't put too much pressure on yourself to be like being like a go-getter this month, anything like that. Like the time and place for that will come, and it's just not right now. So it's fine. It doesn't have to be right now. So that's your reading, Scorpio. I hope you found it useful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel. I upload the suite of videos for all the signs before the 1st of every month. And if you hit the bell icon after subscribing, you'll be automatically notified as soon as I do that. So that's it, Scorpio. Have a wonderful April with your sort of watery high priestess vibes, and I hope to see you again in May. Bye.